साए सालाना के सामान के दिन है, फिर जलसाए सालाना के सामान के दिन है। अल्लाह से कुछ वादो पैमान के दिन है।
And we are here live from the 67th Jalsa Salana USA. I am Tamara Rodney, and with me I have Farida Bashir, Therese Chowdhury, and Nusrat Jahan Bashir. And we are all members of Lajna USA. Our focus today is to just talk about memorable Jalsa experiences. The promised Messiah, alayhi salam, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian, has always mentioned that our Jalsa Salanas are not ordinary conventions. So while I have you ladies here with me, can you just tell me how far you've traveled to participate in this year's Jalsa Salana?
Yeah,
Farida?
Yep, I came from Philadelphia, so not too far away, about a 2-hour drive.
All right, 2 hours. Therese, how about you?
I also came from Philadelphia, 2 hours.
All right.
And I also traveled about 2 hours.
All right, so traveling from Philadelphia. I know I myself traveled from St. Louis, which is about an 18-hour drive away. So while we're here, can you just tell me about your first Jalsa experience? What was memorable from that first experience for you, Therese?
So my first Jalsa experience was actually before I took Ba'ath. I believe I attended 2 Jalsas before taking Ba'ath. And this was actually when it was still in Virginia. And the one thing that really kind of was emotional for me was it was the first time I had offered salat with thousands of people. And I remember being so emotional that after doing the Jummah prayer, the nazm started after Tilawat, and I just started crying and I started to get shivers. Because it's something that's nothing like anything on this earth. Kind of the feeling of everyone being together, so close together, praying to Allah Ta'ala, praying to God, and wanting to get closer to Him, all with the same goal in mind, was very, very moving for me.
Jazakallah. So the congregational prayer. Farida, how about you? What is something memorable from your Jalsa experiences in the past that you can talk about today?
I mean, I know for me, I was born Ahmadi, alhamdulillah, so I guess I have a different perspective. So, you know, I remember just being young and growing up and coming to Jalsas, and, you know, when I was little, I probably didn't understand the spiritual aspect as much as, of course, I do now. But I remember it being, you know, something my parents always taught me and talked about how it was very important that, you know, if we were in America, that, you know, that's a time for us all in America as Ahmadis to get together. We would also travel to London almost every year, so that was a time for us to be with the Khalifa of the time. So I think growing up with that has sort of bred a love for Jalsa, and that seeing everyone's love of Khilafat and the love of the Jamaat together is just really amazing.
Awesome. So that unification of the entire Jamaat under the spiritual leadership of our present Khalifa, and the umbrella of Khilafat is very meaningful to you. Jazakallah. And Nusrat, can you share with us any memories from past Jalsas?
I guess the thing that impresses me the most is how Jalsa has changed, because I converted in 1971. So the first Jalsa I went to was probably 1972 or 1973. And our Jamaat was very small at that time. We used to have Jalsas in college campuses, and we would stay in dorms. So myself and my husband and my children all have fond memories of those days. It was such a close-knit type of environment. And it was the type of thing when you left, you actually hated to go. You thought you were losing something. So we still have the same thing, it's just on a much bigger scale, and it's amazing to see how our Jamaat has grown over the years.
Jazakallah. And I just want to mention here, I think that's in fitting with what you just said, Auntie Nusrat. The very first Jalsa Salana was December 27th, 1891 in Qadian, India, and there were approximately 75 people there. So I think that attests to what you said just about the sheer volume of people that increase in attendance at our Jalsa from year to year. Another thing I wanted all of you to share, as women sitting here today, you know, typically we see the men and the public doesn't usually see our Jalsa side. So can you just tell me some of the things that you guys are doing, maybe volunteering, how you're serving women at this year's Jalsa Salana? Farida?
Yep. Well, actually, since I was little, my mother's always worked at the book stall. So since I was a little girl, it's been my duty up till now. Now I work in the storefront as well as doing like the accounting aspects, and that's also a great time for me to meet everyone, to see everyone who's come for this spiritual gathering. And
by accounting aspects, are you accounting the number of books or the amount of money that you've collected for the day?
It's both.
Okay.
We take inventory of the amount of books we receive, we sell, how many are sold each day, as well as the amounts know that we have earned.
Yeah. Auntie Nusra, can you share with us any volunteering duties that you are participating in this year?
This year I am working with the new members or the new converts, and so I'm working with the hospitality committee and enjoying that a lot. So welcoming everybody that's coming, both that's a new member and also just a guest here with us.
Jazakallah. Therese, we have about 2 more minutes left, so can you just share with us your volunteer responsibilities during just Jalsa Salana?
So this year, alhamdulillah, we have 4 guests from Guatemala. For the last 2 or 3 years, we've had guests come from Guatemala, Lajna. And I've had the privilege and pleasure to kind of escort them around throughout the 3 days of Jalsa, kind of take them to the different stalls, take them to the tabligh dinner that we have every year on Saturday night, and where they get to hear dignitaries speak. And so it's really been such a blessing, because USA Jamaat, or USA Jalsa, I think, inshallah, will hopefully be an international Jalsa as well, inshallah, with more bats coming from Latin America.
Yes.
And I'm just so happy, because I'm also Hispanic. It's a really amazing time, and we're praying that more and more come from Latin America to our Jalsa in the future, inshallah.
So just listening to the 3 of you, there are sisters who may not be in front of the camera, but who continue to serve the members of our community.
Absolutely.
And our guests, both locally and internationally, as they attend this blessed event, which is not any ordinary convention. Jazakallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.